Welcome back to Brazen Brits. My name is Lawrence.
And I'm Natalie.
And she's not really. This is Natalie's sister, Stephanie.
Youngest sister.
Yeah, she's older than Natalie.
Oh,
Stephanie has come to visit, and she has spent some time #RvLife with us for the first time ever. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to roll the intro, and then I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions about what you thought of RV life.
Okay, let's do this.
Well, it makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I just wonder.
Okay, so to set the scene, you have stayed in our bunkhouse.
I have.
And so we picked you up from Chattanooga Airport.
Yeah.
Because we were in Georgia at the time.
Oh, you smell really nice.
Oh, I feel really awful. Hello. Oh my God. Hi.
Hi, Stephanie.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. God, that's been the longest flying time ever.
And so your first impressions were getting back very late at night after we picked you up, and then basically put you to bed in the bunkhouse after you and Natalie demolished a few bottles of wine.
Yes.
How was your first night in the bunkhouse in the back of our rig?
Well, obviously I've gone from like a super king bed at home to what I can only describe as like a kid's kind of, you know, one of those ones that you have where they have to climb the little ladder and it's like right on the ceiling. So I first thought I was going to literally wake up and smack my head on the ceiling.
Okay.
Climbing up the stairs that's an art.
Yes, they're not comfortable, especially with no shoes on.
It's made for a child, it's not
Yeah.
made for a full-grown adult. But it was comfortable, I slept.
Well, so you slept,
Yeah.
and so you've been sleeping in there for about 6 days now.
Yep.
And it was okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, comfy.
good.
It serves a purpose. Obviously, when I go to pull my covers up, sometimes I hit my knuckles on the roof.
That sounds fun. Can I ask, did you smash your head off the ceiling?
No, I not at any point. No, only my hand. As I went to go and do some things, I would hit my hand.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
Sorry.
Right, so one of the biggest differences of RV life, apart from the space, which we'll talk about in a moment, is the bathroom.
Oh,
So
yes.
the shower, the toilet, the space. We only have a travel trailer, so it's much smaller than most RV bathrooms.
Yep.
But what did you think? How did you cope?
Actually, as much as it's really, really small, it's a really nice little setup. You know, you don't feel that you don't feel that claustrophobic in there. It's the way that they've designed it is actually quite a nice little layout. Obviously, trying to find out how to flush the loo took a little while.
Really?
Had no clue how to do that.
Right, so you've not watched our videos then?
I have, but I don't think I probably took much notice on how you flushed the loo.
Right.
Sorry. It's also when you're there. It's a little bit like, hang on, where is it?
Yeah.
So Natalie showed me. It's all right. I had a lesson.
Okay, good.
And yeah, all good now.
Nice. Natalie picked a fantastic spot. The reason why is because we're set up here. Here we are. And then right next to us, which most people wouldn't like, is the bathhouse. And honestly, this bathhouse is nicer than our bathrooms in our home base. I don't normally do a tour of bathrooms, but I'm going to do this for you this time. So the main problem with that is it's almost like our ensuite, because our rig is right here. And especially where I'm being bullied by Natalie and her sister, I spent a lot of time in there this week. But the problem is I've grown an attachment to this because it's so nice and it's so close. Between 9 or 10 o'clock, most of the other men in the campsite seem to be using my ensuite bathroom. Guys, I'm not happy about it. We've met some lovely people here this week, but stop using my bathroom, please. And how about other logistics of the toilet situation? Anything else?
Well, apparently again, Natalie said that you have to make sure that the loo paper goes directly in the middle, otherwise you're in a problem. And I did have one of those problems at one point where I was going, hey, what do I do? So I used your toothbrush.
So one trick I've found actually with that, and here's a trick for everyone else watching, is the shower head reaches over to the toilet. So if you ever need to clean it, or whenever you're cleaning it, you can just use the shower to clean it out. Yeah, the other thing is, like, before I flush the black tank, I'll fill the toilet up. Instead of using the black tank flush, I'll fill it up with a shower.
Clever.
And sometimes I'll put a little bit, I'll turn the hot water on because it helps break stuff down a bit better.
Yeah, that's a clever thing. Although,
Good tip.
You've plumbed the hot and the cold in wrong.
I have on the shower, I did. I put the things on the wrong way. So cold is hot and hot is cold.
I think you did that just to annoy me.
I've got that on video as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
All right, so after 6 days, what is the most irritating thing about what's the thing that annoyed you the most about this week? Except me.
Okay, nothing's really annoyed me. It's just something that when you've gone from living in a home to suddenly living in an RV, you don't really think about it until you're in it. But it is the space. As much as these travel trailers are by far bigger than anything you'll get back in England, but it is still that thing of there's nowhere to go. You know, your communal thing is all together. So, you know, you want to get up and go to the kitchen, the kitchen's right there. You want to go up and go to bed, the bedroom is right there. True. So you're just stuck in the same space. Yeah. Especially, you know, we've had it quite bad. We've had the hurricane coming. So, like yesterday, we had, you know, a movie day basically because it was raining so much. You don't move from that space. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that's an irritating thing. It's just when you're used to living in a house and you can wander around and go and take yourself off to another room, you can't do that here.
So interesting. I'm sure everyone watching knows Keep Your Daydream. We have the 312 BHCS. They had 3 teenage kids in that rig.
How?
Those two adults and 3 teenage kids in that rig.
I wouldn't want to do it with my children. I love you boys, but no, that would kill me.
Well, I think how many more days do you think you could cope with me and Natalie before you needed an escape?
1. No, I think the greatest thing, and the pros to that con is you are moving around. So, you know, one day we were in Georgia and we were having a great time, having a party time with, you know, in the huddle and enjoying that. The next minute, you know, and literally only 6 hours, we're somewhere completely different
around
again.
Savannah.
Yeah. And I think so that offsets. Yes, the space is small, but your views are vast. You can go anywhere you want to. And that's the dream, isn't it? So.
By the way, this is a Prevost behind me. This is a few $1 million, this rig. It's one with slides, so it's not even that old.
Get Zillow out. Does that work with those?
Zillow doesn't work with RVs, no. Maybe we could do that. It's a great idea.
There you go.
Any app developers, let's get a Zillow app for rigs. So you already said that the best thing, actually one thing that Stephanie said, I'm not answering a question for you, but I'm going to answer it because you talked about this on travel day. Okay. Is that Steph went, oh no, I forgot my... And we're like, it's fine, the trailer's behind. And she's like, oh yeah, it's just in the trailer behind. Yeah. You said it twice.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's a weird feeling of that because you leave your stuff in the trailer, so when you're sat in the car, you're suddenly thinking, oh God, did I pack my shoes? I remember seeing them on the floor, thinking that I needed to pack my stuff away, but obviously you don't, because it's just sat in the trailer. But you have this sense of, I haven't
left
packed.
It. Yeah,
which is very odd.
Well, this is my favourite thing about RV life, is that we have a house right here and all of our stuff, and we don't have to worry about that. So it's nice, you just know that you have to pack up, and then it's fine because in 6 hours you're going to have all your stuff there already.
And everything's exactly where you left it.
So talking about that, we were talking about travel day. That's when we were talking about this. How did you find like travel day, packing up, setting up?
Actually, for me, it wasn't, you know, obviously you guys are doing the most. It's all the checks and all the checking that you've got everything, making sure everything goes. Natalie's got a really good system where has obviously been doing it for years now. She knows where everything just goes. So for me I was literally following her around like a puppy dog, just watching. But you have
story of my life.
You have a really good system. I think that it doesn't take that long. You know, obviously you've been explaining the whole black tank thing, which is black tank thing, which is obviously you know, your favourite part.
It's definitely my favourite.
A lot.
I love it.
And that's probably what takes the most part. But you now know how to do it really, really well, so that it works, and it's like clockwork for you guys.
It is. Yeah, and I think we've proven we're literally on moving day today, so we've got like 10 minutes before we have to leave the RV park, and we haven't even started really. But yeah, I think me and Natalie have got it down to a T. Even though it takes us, if we're at home, we get a little bit rusty, and then when we go out, it takes us
I'd
a couple
imagine that
times.
the first kind of time of setting up and putting away, it is that little bit of, oh hang on a minute. But no, I think you made it look really easy.
Nice. So for the RV life side of things,
Yep.
as we are walking through a site here, how have you found living in an RV resort? Now, can I just wait? Let me just preface this, right? Right, because this is important to note. We have stayed at some really fancy places with you.
Yeah.
That's not our normal thing, okay? But so let's talk about Stephanie. Her whole experience is fancy RV parks. So let's talk
I'm
about.
worth it.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the fancy RV parks. How has your experience been?
It has been, no, it's been lovely. Obviously Natalie's had to teach me the campground etiquette. We have dogs, and you can't, when you're at home, you can just let your dogs out into the yard. We have to leash them up every time, take them somewhere, and you can't just let them, pee on your next door neighbour's ground, so you have to make sure.
Did you have to learn that, or was that like, because we've learned that as we've gone along, did you? I don't remember ever learning that, so I don't know if that's just common sense.
It is common sense, but you don't think about it, until you're suddenly thrown into it. And there's been a couple of times Natalie sort of said, get the dogs away from, because you're just sort of chatting and you're walking. And if I was walking down the road, I wouldn't be walking right past somebody's sort of house. You've got drives and everything else. So you're all sort of closed in together. You're all quite close to each other, so you do have to be very much more mindful. Things are like the noise levels, and
yes.
if you do a fire, just to be very mindful of keeping a check on it. It's because you are literally right next door to somebody.
Steph's talking about the other night when there was a guy next to us and he kept getting up really. What was it? He got up at
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning and started lighting his fire again because he was in a truck camper. He put music on. He was a really nice guy. I spoke to him, but he had a few drinks.
And we were
but
a little bit
you woke
more
up. Steph woke up in a panic and came and woke us up because she could smell smoke, and it was just the smoke from his fire going through your window.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a fun night.
I got scared.
Hey, I'm taking the mickey out for you, not me. He's letting his dog pee on our bush. Have you noticed that? Rude. Not campground etiquette. Not campground etiquette.
To finish up,
Yep.
would you do #RVLife?
Well, I haven't driven with a rig on yet. That probably would be the
Whether you could
first
drive.
one. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But actually just living, yeah, I probably would. I don't know if
Really?
I'd do it with the boys. If I was on my own,
She's talking about her children. You should definitely take the dogs.
yeah, I'd take the dogs.
Yeah.
No, I can see the appeal. I definitely can see the appeal. It's something that I would have to learn, but watching you guys, watching the videos that you make, where you go, what you see, I definitely think the appeal is there. I can see why so many, and you look around this park, it's huge, and there's so many people here, and there's so many people doing it, full time that I met, and I can see the appeal, and yeah.
I didn't expect you to say this. I'm going to be honest. No, I thought you'd say no.
No, I could warm to it. I think as I've got older, I don't know. I just.
Well, you love travel anyway.
I
so
do.
I think
love to travel. So this to me seems like a really good idea.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say no. I'll just get on a plane and use
Obviously,
hotels.
If I was doing this by myself, I would have the master suite. So I would
That's
have a
true.
bigger bed.
It would be a different
So
experience.
it would be. So if I could
but if you were doing it
kick
on
you
your
two
own,
out-
you would have a whole different RV probably something smaller.
Oh, no,
you
I'd
could go
have
to
something
special
massive.
places. Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd
I'd
go
have
for
one of
something
those
cozy.
ones that is like a truck that you can drive. That's like a big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of
Off-roader
those.
thing.
No, like a I don't know what you
Class
call
A?
That's it. Is it?
Prevo.
Well, yeah, I would have that.
We'll buy you a Prevo.
Yeah, if you could, just the big $1 million one.
Start GoFundMe, Steph.
We'll start a GoFundMe for Steph, so keep an eye out for that. I'll put a link below. Okay. All right. Well, we are out. We hope you enjoyed that. We thought Steph's opinion has been. I've been very interested in talking to you about this because, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't what you thought you were going to hear.
No, it's not at all.
Right. Cheers to the rig, guys.
All right. Well, here's a video we think you're going to enjoy.
If it's got me in it, you will, obviously.
Obviously you will. So here's a video I think you'll enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to come on Braziere and support a couple of tits, hit the
join button.
She got it. Hit the join button. Thank you to everyone below. We really do appreciate you. We will see you
next time.
next week.
Next week. Sometime. Anytime.